Hey, what's going on, guys? It's the Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good morning. What is this, Saturday? Happy Saturday to you. I hope you guys are excited about being early adopters in this new asset class that is the digital asset space. Got some interesting news this morning, a little bit about the DTCC. And also some interesting things coming out of Bank of America and the digital wallet. We'll talk about that a little bit. And what's going on? Wells Fargo is talking about they have a stable coin that works better than some other stable coins. I think interesting article here. Let me see. So this is the Bank of America deal. We're going to talk about that and its digital wallets. VeChain, we're definitely going to talk about VeChain for a little bit. Wells Fargo stable coins faster and cheaper than Swift's. Says Wells Fargo executive. So that is pretty interesting. All right, guys. So listen, this is your XRP Ripple daily news in around 0 to 10 minutes. All right, guys, let's do this. So, by the way, anybody hear from the Bearable Bull? I haven't heard anything from him. So YouTube is very, very odd, very, very weird. I don't know, kind of crazy. So, shout out to Ian Northing on Twitter. He's always sharing some valuable information for the community without question. So the DTC managed over $2 quadrillion worth of securities last year. Now eyes DLT. And this is from the tokenist. So this is just insane. Now is eyeing DLT. Interesting. So now it's looking into the distributed ledger technology, right? So this is again from the tokenist.io with the formation of Inner Work Alliance, IWA, this week. It is time to reflect on the DTCC's sustained effort to fully digitize their services using distributed ledger technology. Who better to test and implement DLT than the DTC? The DTTC, a financial giant that handled trillions upon trillions worth of transactions in 2019 alone. As financial infrastructure goes, Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation is right at the top with the likes of SWIFT, Clearstream, UDAL, and other mediators who facilitate big trade. Generating $1.76 billion in revenue and clearing 2.15 thousand trillion transactions in 2019, the DTCC, interesting self. Oh my goodness. That's funny. I thought there was something going on wrong there. One of the times they say D and they have two T's and a C, when it's supposed to be the other way around, I believe, the DTCC. So in any case, the DTCC serves as a third-party mediator between buyers and sellers. We can place these transactions under the umbrella of clearing and settlements. In fact, the DTCC is responsible for the transactions of most U.S. securities, clearing trillions of dollars worth of securities on a daily basis. Such a vital role in the financial market imparts DTCC with a cautious mindset when trying to upgrade its services. Nonetheless, as digitization sweeps the financial sector, everyone will have to adapt if they don't want to be left behind. More importantly, the market leadership position is reserved for only those that are ahead of the game. I think this is, listen, this is interesting. I think it's great that the DTC is actually, stating these things. Look, we all know about your former head of, oh no, he was the CFTC. Okay, never mind, disregard that. All right, more importantly, the market leadership position is reserved for only those that are ahead of the game. The DTCC seems to be jousting for that leading role. During last year's DTCC FinTech Symposium, and conference, the CEO, Michael Botson, delivered his speech, 3 important keynotes. DTCC will continue to be a strong proponent for diversity and inclusion so that the new generation sees the DTCC as a welcome environment. In turn, we will be better positioned to serve as clients by gaining the advantage of multiple perspectives. Machine learning will be ever important in the coming years as mountains of data need to be properly assessed in order to reach competitive strategic decisions. Specifically, Bodson mentioned DLT, distributed ledger technology, as a potential carrier technology, but warned that it needs a lot of work to be made up to scale. To test DLT as a potential foundation for its digital future, on May 18, 2020, they unveiled 2 ongoing case studies, Project Whitney and Project Ion. And I've heard about Project Ion, I'm not sure about Whitney. Murray Potts-Monter, head of the clearing agency services and global operations and client services at the DTCC, had this to say about Project Ion. Project Ion is about working with the industry to further the value proposition on accelerated settlement, leveraging new capabilities such as DLT and tokenized securities, and learn how the DTCC can best deploy these technologies to deliver additional value to clients and the industry. Now, and so Jennifer clarified about Project Whitney, she is the managing director for business innovation at the DTCC. The private markets are ripe for increased levels of automation and lack much of the infrastructure that has supported the public markets for decades. Project Whitney presents an exciting opportunity to leverage emerging technologies and develop completely new solutions from the ground up. We look forward to continuing our exploration of this area with the industry and in leveraging our vast infrastructure expertise. I think this is very, very cool. Keep in mind that the DLT is not the same as blockchain. The latter is a type of DLT that inherently holds a cryptographic signature through blocks that form a hash. On the other hand, DLTs are simply decentralized records with no central arbiter controller, which makes them more resilient to fudging. Aside from increased security, this Accenture study shows DLT's potential to save investment bank compliance costs by up to 50%. That is a lot. So guys, listen, this is a great article here on the fact that the DTCC, trillions of dollars a day cleared and settled, is looking to distribute ledger technology. So it's great that they're looking. We don't know what this leads to, what it can lead to, but the fact that they're looking is awesome. The fact that Ripple as XRP hodlers, their technology is certainly significantly ahead of a lot of other platforms. Doesn't necessarily mean this is where the DTCC will look to, but they certainly will look in that neighborhood, right, and see what can be done there. So that's really, really good news to see that they're doing that. I found this article to be interesting. So shout out to John McClain from Twitter. He tweeted this the other day: how to set up and use digital wallets with your Bank of America cards. John McClain set this out. So here's this little interesting thing here. I went over here and checked this out. Digital wallets. This is on the Bank of America, promo.bankofamerica.com. Digital wallets, it's time to try a faster, easier, and secure way to pay. It's got the different things here. Pay, Apple Pay, Google Pay, Samsung Pay, Fitbit Pay, Garmin, and PayPal. All the ways you can use your digital wallet. Again, guys, right? Moving to that cashless society in the store, online, and in the app. Setting up your digital wallet to use in the store, right? So this is interesting. Now let's check out this from Wells Fargo. BK shared this on Twitter, I think earlier today. Wells Fargo stablecoin, faster, cheaper than SWIFT, says executive. And this is on CoinDesk.com. So I went to this to check this out. Wells Fargo says that their stablecoin is faster than SWIFT. So I didn't even know Wells Fargo had a stable coin. Banking giant Wells Fargo says its blockchain for internal cross-border money transfers is faster and more efficient than SWIFT. Isn't that interesting? Wells Fargo, it's Does it feel like they're going in competition with Swift, saying that they have something better to offer than Swift? It's interesting. Banking giant Wells Fargo says its blockchain for internal cross-border money transfers is faster and more efficient than Swift, the global messaging system used by over 11,000 financial institutions. Unveiled this week, Wells Fargo Digital Cash uses R3 Quarters enterprise software to handle internal book transfers when funds move from a payer's account to a payee account at the same bank. When we move money across the world and we need to exchange currencies, we have to go through third parties such as Swift and other banks, said Lisa Frazier, head of the innovation group at Wells Fargo. Wow, that's a long process. And every time there's a connection with external parties, it takes time and energy and effort. Whoa. So Wells Fargo is calling out the system that's going on with Swift. Look like they're leaving the nest, leaving the crowd, leaving the network. They're leaving the group, the boys and girls, they're out. That's an interesting statement to me. Calling out. Looks like are they kicking Swift to the curb? That's what it feels like to me. Using the digital cash would allow the banks to move funds 20 hours a day, up from only 6 to 9, 5 days a week, when it relies on wire transfers and systems like Swift. Whoa. Another shot. Body blows, says Frazier. Oh, body blows. She told CoinDesk it's faster than Swift, cheaper, and definitely more efficient. R3's quarter enterprise. R3 quarter enterprise software. I always say quarter. I don't know why I say quarter, but it's R3 quarter. It's faster than Swift, cheaper, and definitely more efficient. Today, for internal book transfers between branches in different countries, the bank needs to use Swift. This is not the case for domestic internal book transfers. The blockchain project, which will go into a pilot phase next year after a successful proof of concept, will allow those locations to exchange digital cash among themselves, Frazier said. R3 quarter. All right, so as with rival bank JP Morgan's JP Coin, Wells Fargo's digital cash will be backed 1-for-1 with the analog kind. We will hold the fiat currency, so it's a stable coin, and we will issue digital cash tokens. These tokens are placed into digital wallets, and then those tokens are able to be exchanged, Frazier said. I just find this to be very, very fascinating. All right, so Frazier says Wells Fargo has been avidly participating in blockchain since 2016. Well, how about that? In blockchain tests that she described as external, meaning other banks and financial institutions were involved. However, the bank has also been busy pursuing internal use cases for distributed ledger technology. Isn't that interesting? I had never heard about Wells Fargo looking into doing anything. Have you guys heard about let me know in the comments if you heard about Wells Fargo looking into blockchain and now just announcing that they got something that's faster than Swift for, I guess this is for internal. Wow. I think the surprise is we have found a really solid internal application for DLT on our book transfers. By doing this, we are streamlining the book transfer process and are reducing the use of intermediaries that can cause a delay in settlement. So for me, guys, this really, really speaks to, listen, for Wells Fargo, one of the top major banks in the entire world, especially in this country, to say and recognize, listen, the fact of the matter is the whole entire corresponding banking system, there's money to be made amongst the banks. That friction does allow for income to be made, profits to be made. acknowledging that the SWIFT system and pointing out the flaws in the SWIFT system and how these flaws can be corrected by using DLT from Wells Fargo is really, really big news. It really, really is. Therefore, we are widening the operating window for clearing of FX wires cross-border. The Stablecoin project also appears to be the first project the bank has built using the paid-for version of R3's DLT, which Wells Fargo has now licensed, with more to follow on the platform, the bank added. Wow. SWIFT declined to comment, but the messaging system itself is collaborating with R3 on a number of projects. That's exactly right. Such as a proof of concept to connect the former's GPI to the latter's Corda to enable off-ledger payment settlement. Wow. The results of this proof of concept will be revealed at Cybos 2019. Corda Settler, the Corda Network's open source payments engine, has also been tested with the cryptocurrency XRP. Is this an older article? I'm wondering. September 20th of 2019. Okay. I don't remember seeing this, but I'm glad that they aired this. If they put this out, this is interesting. So September, so that's almost, I mean, this is July, so that's almost a year back. But I do not recall hearing anything at all about this. What else we got going on here? So the results, so that already happened. The Corda Network's open source payments engine has also been tested with XRP. However, Wells Fargo's Scotch suggested the bank will be connecting its digital coins to anything outside its own internal payment system. Yeah, right. R3's Corda Enterprise was selected as a platform for our first DLT network, not Corda Settler, said a spokesman for the bank. Wells Fargo's digital cash is an internal settlement service which will not be associated or connected to any other potential digital cash solutions emerging in financial service markets today. Got it. Internal, I get that. The fact that they're using anything from R3 is significant. The fact that they're calling out and stating, matter of fact, these flaws in the system and acknowledging how DLT can help to improve that is pretty powerful in my view. Wow. But again, guys, this was dated September 20th, 2019. Bank of America's thing, obviously that just came out about the digital cash. But guys, I want to share this basic. Shout out to Rob Cash for all my VeChain fans out there in the world. VeChain, 4.627 billion revenue, Intercontinental Hotel Group, IHG, is using VeChain via the DNVGL. Now, this is on Newslogical. We all know what's been happening with VeChain lately. Everyone knows that we are big fans of VeChain, right, on this channel. So, interesting. Very interesting. So they got something going on. IHG is using the VeChain blockchain. So an international hotel group, Intercontinental Hotel Group, with 4.6 billion in revenue and 5,656 hotels in 100 countries, is now using VeChain blockchain technology via the DNVGL's MyCare tool to issue a hotel industry standard public health protection certificate to its guests and workers. So I remember, who was it? Sunny Liu talked about the fact that they were using that MyCare at some hotels. Some hotels were using it, and once it graded out, it did well. You could see further hotels and expansion of using this, right? And boy, oh boy, sure has happened. And this is going to be just the start. We're talking about, that's a lot of hotels. Shout out to Sunny Liu and the people from VeChain. Absolutely. That is really great news, guys. It really is, because it's a win for the entire digital asset space. Yeah, VeChain's doing their thing. Not that they don't have competition, they do, by the likes of IBM. Sonny Liu seems to be a very, very determined guy. And by the way, I'm not sure if we, how much we can leverage being invested in IBM right now. But we can leverage the digital asset space and be invested in the VeChain. Not financial advice. I'm just saying, definitely do your own homework. Look into all things VET to see if it might interest you. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up this video like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, but we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sideline? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya.